Are you a son or a daughter, a brother or a sister, a husband or a wife? Are you a parent or even a grandparent? Because we all have that sense of family and probably a lifetime of cherished memories. So can I ask you, will you ever see your loved ones again beyond this life? You know, it's probably one of the most probing questions we could ever ask. Those special people in our lives are priceless. Perhaps you remember your earliest memories together. Do you remember the good and perhaps not so good times shared perhaps over many years? And in the event of a death, how real the loss and how deep the sadness. This, of course, begs an important question about life. Are we just a cosmic accident? Because as the scriptures attest to, we are fearfully and wonderfully made, created in the image and likeness of God. You see, God tells us that He made us. He tells us that He knew us before the foundation of the world. He tells us that He has numbered the very hairs on our head. And He says, if you listen, I am calling you now. And if you're willing, says God, I will give you my Spirit. And at the end of the age, says God, I will raise you back to life. So one day, it will happen. There's no denying it. One day we will die. But did you know that's not the end of the story? There is awesome hope beyond this life. See, God tells us that in the next moment of consciousness, we will one day awaken from the depth of a deep, deep sleep. A sleep in death where there is no consciousness, there's no thought, and there's no knowledge of the passing of time. And then you will hear the voice of Jesus calling you. And yes, you will be raised out of the grave. You will see your loved ones again. God's promises on this are absolutely certain. The joy and the glory that await us cannot be compared to the experiences of this life, the tears we've shed and the burdens we've carried. You will again see and embrace your dad and mum. You'll see your brothers and sisters, even the children that you might have lost. You'll see your grandparents, and going back further, your great-great-great-grandparents. Imagine what it would be like to meet those great people. Jesus tells us that everyone who has ever lived will awaken to either a resurrection of life or to a resurrection of judgment. Now, God wants one thing from us. He asks us to believe and embrace what Jesus Christ did to secure that future. You will see your loved ones again. That is a promise. For the MessageWeek team, I'm John Classic.